deep in the shadows. I know it's hard to put one foot in front of the other.
Hi everyone, CeeChronicles here, back again with another fragrance review video. If you're joining us for the very first time, I post fragrance related content on this platform and would very much appreciate it if you did decide to come on board by subscribing. To those who are returning, thank you so much guys for the continued support. I appreciate you as always. Kindly check out my second channel called CeeChronicles Lifestyle or CeeChronicles Unscripted. I'm going to put the interface of that channel on the screen, either on the left or the right, for you to see that channel, as well as put the link in the description box for ease of reference. And leave a subscription if you feel like it, guys. I very much appreciate your support. On that channel, I feature anything and everything to do with my life outside fragrance reviews. Now, welcome to today's video, guys. Today, we have Simply Oud, right, from the house of Lattafa. It was a bottle really that drew me to this fragrance, but it's packaged in this golden brownish, kind of like plum, printing there. But this is the bottle, guys, and I kind of had my suspicions as to what it would smell like, okay, but anyway, we're here to break it down together. So I'm gonna give a couple of sprays here, right, and then tell you my thoughts pertaining this fragrance. And while it dries down, let me say, when I introduced the second channel, I did say that I wanted that channel to grow so as to support this channel, because this channel is not sponsored. I rely solely on AdSense, and I do not have any affiliate links and stuff like that. And some of you guys wanted to know how you can possibly contribute or help in terms of supporting this channel. So I did create a PayPal where I'm going to link that one as well in the description. If you feel you want to donate something, no matter how little, to this channel, guys, I'd very much appreciate that. Anyway, what I get from this fragrance, the initial opening is a vanillin burst there, so it definitely gives me a very sugary vanilla offering in the opening, carrying with it a woody tone, right? Before I looked out the nose for Simply Oud, my guess was it smells like it has cinnamon. My other guess was it definitely has vanilla. My other guess was the obvious, it has oud, right? Okay, and of course some spices there, and I wasn't far off. Lattafa did not list cinnamon in this fragrance, but I get like a sweetened kind of spice there, working together with like a piercing pepper note with those woods. The actual notes listed for this fragrance, guys, are cardamom and pepper to expect there at the top. So there's going to be a little bit of a bitter tone to this sweetness, but let me say it offset, this is a very sweet fragrance, guys. And the mid of this fragrance, guys, lists jasmine, raspberry, rose, and praline. So it doesn't list vanilla as a note. So that vanillin kick that I was getting is probably bouncing off, the weight of the praline, because there is definitely like a caramelly, sweet, almost creamy. It's just sitting like on a creamy, kind of like a creamy, sticky fudge like backdrop. Okay, so it is the praline, of course, that is probably doing the most in terms of the sweetness and that vanillin accord in this fragrance, guys. So whether or not you just after vanilla, it's still gonna, feel as though it's got vanilla, and then it has that woody tone. This DNA, to my nose, if you haven't explored a lot of Lattafa's, might wow you, right? This DNA, to my nose, if you're just tiptoeing into Middle Eastern fragrances and you wanted to try your feet at oudi fragrances that are grounded there with some of the notes that may somewhat be a bit familiar, like that caramel and then that fruity tone of the raspberry, not so much as in like juicy fruity, but there is like a fruity tone to it, then this might wow you. However, if you are like me and you've explored a lot of Lattafas, this will come across as, oh, okay, there we go with the Lattafa traditional DNA. When I sprayed this, I took this and I was like, so what's the difference, Lattafa? That's just what the one thing that came to mind, because this is sweet, it's oudi, it's got like a berry undertone to it, it's got like a fruity undertone to it. So it is just that DNA that kind of feels like an extension of what Lattafa keeps doing, which, if you haven't explored a lot of their fragrances will wow you. But if you have, it will just come across as one of those that you ask yourself, did we really need another one of these? You know, so that was the first thing that came to mind, and I still stick to that. You have used the Oudains from Lattafa. If you have used the Rugba, I'm not saying it smells the same, but I'm just going to point out at Rugba because a lot of people come into my comment section, especially after I feature a Lattafa, and they say, does it smell anything like Rugba? You know what I mean? It does have like a caramelly thing that you get from Rugba together with like an oudi, you know, thing there. It's not identical, but it just does feel like an extension. Like they have like a traditional DNA of a juice within the factory that they choose to say, okay, let us add, let's say, almonds to this. How about that? Or let us add cardamom, like in this case, to this. How about that? Or let us add, but it just feels as though like they have this standard juice that they have within the factory itself that they just punch up from time to time. It will just come across as one of those that you really need to dig your nose so deep to try and decipher the differences there. Okay, so it is woody, it is peppery, blind by safe for men, right? Because that kind of oudi profile is one that a lot of men will not have a problem with, but as a woman, if you haven't dwelled into the Middle Eastern fragrances, then maybe you want to test this. The pros for this fragrance, guys, are going to be the sweetness. So this has got that caramelly praline sweetness there. So if you love sweet fragrances, it's probably going to be a pro. But as a man, it might be a con because the sweetness in this is a little bit on the upside. This is a fragrance that just stays sweet from start to finish. So it could be a pro or a con. Maybe I should have put it that way. It is a long lasting fragrance. It is room filling. So if you're one person who wears your fragrances for compliments, they have a massive projection and CI. So this is a fragrance, guys, that is active up to the end of the day. It is quite present. You will smell it yourself. People around you are going to smell it themselves. So it is the sort of fragrance that you may want to go easy on the trigger there if you do not want to suffocate people around you. In as much as it's got the oud there, it's not off-putting, okay? It's not like a stanky oud where you get in a room and it just, you know, kind of chokes everybody out. It is the sweetness that soothes this oud, you know, making it kind of like a oud that's in the background. There's also going to be like an incensey undertone to this fragrance, but not crossing over to smoky. Those are going to be the pros, guys. The cons are just the fact that it does feel like one of the traditional Lattafa DNAs that they have punched up there. Age group, this is going to be a safe fragrance for anybody who's 25 and above because, of course, of that woody kind of, you know, wrap up that it has. Season, it's going to be ideal for the cold weather, cool weather there, or cool nights. However, if you are a person who loves your fragrances on the woody side, you can obviously wear this all year round. So it does scream winter, it does scream fall to me. It is even Christmassy to an extent because of its DNA makeup there. But if you are a person who wears your fragrances seasonally, then I'm going to say this is definitely a winter toned fragrance or a cold weather fragrance. Occasion, it is a well crafted fragrance. I mean, despite the fact that it is a common DNA within the Lattafa family, it is a well crafted fragrance. So this can easily be a suit and tie, formal wear type of thing. But if you've got a huge collection, of course, you wear whatever you want to wear. Gender, it does feel unisex if you have used a lot of Middle Eastern fragrances. If you haven't, it kind of aligns, you know, with the masculine toned fragrances there. So if you want to purchase this, you'll have woody, spicy fragrances there with an oudi tone, Middle Eastern tone. This is going to do it for you. You can absolutely pull the trigger on purchasing this one without sniffing it. CeeChronicles is my name. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me today. Let's meet in the comment section where we'll obviously discuss more about fragrances. Let me know what you think of this one, guys, and do turn on post notifications while you're at it. That way you get to be notified anytime I upload a video. Please remember to check out my second channel, and please remember to go in the description box where you will find the link to the second channel as well as the link to that PayPal account, where if you feel compelled to assist in the growth of this channel, then it would be something that would be very much appreciated. Thank you so much for joining me today, and remember that smelling good is a form of good manners. Cheers.